Here's how to build a tiny camper that any car can tow in 8 minutes. So this is all of my videos put together. It was originally an hour and a half and I've condensed it down, and it is towable by a Prius. Here we are with the empty trailer, building the floor base. I wanted to make this whole unit removable from the trailer. Everything is screwed and glued together to withstand the vibrations. Fully insulated build. I use 40mm foam board. It's a fairly cheap way to do it. And all the wood on the exterior and framing is outdoor grade, so it shouldn't rot. It's been treated. Just trying to get an idea of how tall the inside's going to be. And I wanted to put a little aerodynamic angle on the front, so I'm just testing the headroom with that. There goes the door. Love how these pieces of wood fit together. Putting on the front wall. It's quite tricky to make everything square. Another beautiful 2-for-1 cut. Pre-drilling, just trying out different ways to assemble the wall. I built the other side differently. It's starting to look pretty good here. And now it's time to put on the siding. I've used 0.7mm aluminium. It almost looks invisible. Look at that. How crazy. What? Here's framing in a little shelf behind the bed. It's got lights and USB chargers on each side. Screwing together the cubby holes and the wiring areas for the behind the bed shelf. Learning to use a router. It's quite a handy tool, lets you cut anywhere without having to measure. I've got a little switchboard, and I'm just testing out if the fuse actually pops, and it has. And now we're resetting it. That's my wiring diagram. I've got these little blue lights going, one on each corner. Didn't want them to be too bright to disturb other campers, so here's them at night. I've put a resistor in line with them all to make them really dim. Trying to waterproof all their connections. Here goes the wiring. Lots of foam to cut out for all the wiring and putting it inside that protective cover. There's some wall dimensions. Putting in one of the air vents. These campers are super airtight, so you do need to make sure there's an air vent available. Plus they get quite warm in there, especially with 2 people. You got switches for the plug-in, switches for the fan. I didn't intend to get a blue light one, but I ended up swapping it out later on anyway. Here's the roof framing, getting ready for that skylight. And just applying some paint for the inside ceiling panel. This is where the skylight's going to go. Cutting it out with a router. Beautiful, easy job. Nice ceiling panel. The ceiling is actually strong enough for me to stand on top of it. Trying to figure out how to fold the roofing iron around. Ended up making this little jig here. Spending way too long researching it, but it made a beautiful result in the end. The one I've just done. Got that nice drip edge overlap there. Just attaching the aluminium to the camper, waterproofing the edges with this butyl tape, and putting quarter molding on. Trying to bend all these tricky angles to make it waterproof around the skylight. It took quite a bit of thinking about the way water falls down and versus when you're driving and it's raining, but we got there in the end. It never leaked. Beautiful, nice piece of plexiglass on there. And here goes the kitchen. It took a bit of playing around to figure out how high we need it so I can get my feet under there in bed. There goes the ceiling vent. And I'll show you a montage of all the trims and how I made the door. My tiny camper doors. I originally wanted to purchase some, but when I saw they were about $600. So this door yesterday I built. And there's the deadbolt. This took me 8 hours to build yesterday. And the other door I built today, that took 5 hours because it has no latch, and I somewhat knew what I was doing. The door is on, the trim is all finished. I did the other door first because I didn't want to make a video when I didn't know what I was doing. Now on the outside, just put the trim ring on. It'll fit in kind of like that. I think that's pretty. Yeah, I guess we need that. It's not super. And that will go. The rubber seal down here, and it'll be a nice waterproof area. And any water that runs down can just drain off the back. This latch on top and bottom, and then the other door, I'm building a table into it, so that'll fold up. And then it has this funky latch. It will be insulated as well. That latches behind the other door like that. This is a square drop camper that I built a few months back, and I may be selling it for the right price as we're moving to an apartment. We've got some lights fitted. I've tested it for waterproofness and had to add these little gutterings above the doors, and everything checks out good now. Now under here we've got the fire extinguisher, the table leg, and the battery. Light here, and then this also opens up for a bit of fresh air. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and or subscribing. And if you're going to build your own camper, the very best of luck to you. See you later.